Yo, everybody. So at the bike shop that I worked at, picked up a little job, which was to remove this metal sign out of these kind of a barricade thing here. But the issue was that it's welded in the corners. So initially, normally if it was just on the edges, you could grind that thing out with the grinder and then weld a new plate in. But problem was it was in the corner, so I couldn't really grind it. I thought, well, maybe we can drill it out, or started thinking about it in different ways, and I thought, well, I don't know. So this is the new sign going from Elevation Cycles to Mike's Bikes here, Denver, Colorado. So I thought, well, I'll just get an oxyacetylene torch. I've used these before, $349, Harbor Freight. And then I noticed down here they have a plasma cutter for $349 as well. And I'm like, oh, I've been wanting a plasma cutter for quite some time, since I've been, went to welding school 20 years ago and used one. And they were $2-3 grand for one back then. So anyway, I started doing some research, and I was going to get the one from Harbor Freight. So I started looking, and, it can be kind of confusing. And so I saw this thing. Whoa, hello. Anyway, I saw this one about the price is wrong for the Harbor Freight one. And I'm like, what? What's going on here? And so then I kind of found out about the whole pilot arc thing. So the rabbit hole just got deeper. I'm looking, and I saw Mike Festina's YouTube video about the best arc plasma cutter, and so that was the one I wanted to get initially, but it was like out of stock, and it was going to be quite a while. It was $250 basically. Looked pretty good. It came with, it had I liked everything about it, and I liked the fact that in the back side there where the arrow hooked in, it was didn't have this weird stuff hanging out. It was pretty well protected, and price was right. Didn't need expensive consumables, but the problem was it was out of stock, and it was going to take quite a while for me to get it. So this was the next one, this Lotos one that was, it was $150 more. It was basically the same thing, had the same features, other than it did have the more expensive consumables. But the thing was, I needed to get this thing pretty quick. And then also, just the fact that this thing had been around for quite a while. It was kind of the first one. Anyway, long story short, I got it. Here it is. Amazon delivered it. Kind of sketchy. Delivered it to the porch when I got there. Hopefully it didn't get stolen, but it didn't. So here it is. It's a little more expensive. But the thing is, this thing's been around for 3 years, and it's been improved. So I kind of went with, well, it's a little bit more, but it's got a lot more features, and there's so many of these companies that are just great, and then they're here for 6 months, and then they're gone. So this I don't know, whatever. On Amazon, this company's been around for a while. It's got a 1-year warranty. I honestly just needed it for this one job. It's got the heavy duty, it's got a air filter and stuff and whatever. So anyway, yeah, I bought the thing. I'm willing to pay $100 more for something that I need it now. It came within 2 days with all the accessories and stuff. So I bought the whole kit and caboodle. It does not come with, these are all the bits and pieces. So this is kind of another story, if it's, folks say, well, the consumables are weird and different. And, I feel like I could, if I needed to, at some point, rewire a new harness to it, or a new torch to it, I definitely could. That's the consumables that come with. This is pretty weird. It, comes wired with the 220 or 240 or whatever volt plug. I don't know what that plug is, but it looks like something I could definitely rewire to a more common style. So anyway, I ordered a new, consumable kit with it. I don't know. It's good to have on hand. I don't know if I necessarily needed to, but I got that anyways. And then I ordered the pigtail to get it to work with the 120 volt, because that's all we have at the shop. That's what I was going to have to use to do this job. So yeah, here it is. I'm hooking it up, and you know, I can see a lot of people, you know, say, hey, you know, this I've had guys complain that this is a bike channel. But you know, this is one of those tools that it's such a great universal tool. I've always, you know, the first time I ever used a plasma cutter, which this is 20 plus years ago, I thought it was like a badass tool. You know, this thing, it was like a lightsaber or something. And so, you know, I kind of, you know, as I say, I got down the rabbit hole of checking these things, and then I saw that they had this pilot arc thing. So this one is equipped with the pilot arc, and there's several. I could have bought one that was quite a bit cheaper. You know, there's some you can buy in the $150 to $200 and some odd dollar range without the pilot arc. But I thought that was a really cool feature. So I, you know, like whatever, I'm going to pay a little bit more for something I can get in a couple days, and you know, it's going to pay for itself with this one job. So anyway, just getting it all hooked up here, you know, and like I said, that the pilot arc one I think would be a good option, but you know, they've been selling this one for 5 years or so, and it's been updated, so that kind of just that in itself was a little bit reassuring, you know, with all the choices on Amazon and whatnot for these cheap plasma cutters. So, you know, I plugged the air in, that's what it was showing right off the bat. It's not even fired up yet, so once you get it fired up, you know, you push it, you pull out on the little thing, and you can adjust the air pressure. But so I didn't have a longer hose. This is just in the back of the bike shop, and I was like, oh, I'm going to try this thing out. So I decided to cut a disc brake rotor just to see what it would do. You know, it's kind of weird because you got, you know, solid, and then it's like a gap of nothing and solid, and so it's kind of weird to cut it. But this thing just sliced through it like it wasn't even any kind of problem at all. And you know, the main thing I bought it for was to cut the sign, which is 1/4 inch thick metal, you know, around where those welds were. So, but yeah, I cut this through this thing pretty, you know, if you were using this on, you know, restoring cars or putting new fenders in, stuff like that, it'd be super easy. But you know, cut through this 2mm, I guess it's, you know, about an 1/8 inch ish thick. I don't know the conversion right at the moment, but it's around about that. So
ready when you are.
Anyway, yeah, here's my, you know, I'm testing it out on the sign. You know, out of my coworkers film me, and it quick and easy. Wasn't even it, you know, I had it turned up to 28 amps, I believe, and you know, I cut through everything, and it basically, I had to reset the breaker 2 times because I got a little greedy and was trying to go too long. But honestly, I think this thing's great. You know, it's a little more expensive. All the reviews I've seen are all these, you know, Chinese weird robo reviews, but this is just a real world review. So hopefully you found it interesting. Thanks for watching. See you next time.